Hello, everybody. The last live broadcast of the year. I was able today, right now, I'm at 4 hours of being awake, so I guess I'm starting to get a little bit more used to my new dosage. Hopefully, by the beginning, by next week, it will be much better and I'll be able to get back to a normal thing. But I hope you all have a wonderful new year. And let me make sure first that my thing is working. And it is working good. Okay. I was a little bit worried because I got a blip on the screen. So I know that a lot of you are probably getting ready for the new year. I know that I spent my last hours just cleaning the house because my thing is, Romanians are very superstitious, and the whole idea is that you want to, the way that your first day of the year is, that's how the rest of your year will be. So I want to make sure that my house is nice and clean, and I have some stuff already ready. Hi, Sweet Pea. Yes, you finally did. So I've been trying this for quite a bit, and I think I found a way of making a faux opal look even better than what I tried before, and this is using only UV resin. Now, no polymer clay for this one, but what I'm going to be using is interference blue mica powder, interference gold, and interference red. You can use other colors as well, but the most important one is the interference blue. And okay, this is not it. I got the wrong one. What the heck? I know I had the good ones here, and I was trying them. This is pearl white. This is interference gold, interference red, and my blue. Just a second. My blue has gone disappearing. Oh no, it's right here. Never mind. Okay, and I found the violet as well. And I will also use the crystal opals from ice resin. So without further ado, let's just go to it. I am going to be using a toothpick as the main tool, and we are going to work in bits and pieces, and I'm going to make one seashell and one clam shell and one sea snail shell, just to see how they both look. One thing that you need to be aware of is that usually when you make this kind of stuff, the front, what is the front after you take them out, is not going to be so shiny, but you can always obviously put more resin on top of it. What the heck is going on? I'm waiting for an Amazon package, so yeah. If you can excuse me for just a second, I wouldn't be in a hurry because my area is not high crime, but it's super windy outside and I don't want to have to chase it down the street. I'll be right back. It's okay. It's okay. I did a good thing. It was already running away. It was a very light thing, so that's why I was so worried. Alrighty. So let's start, and I'm going to start with placing a little bit of UV resin in 2 spots. On each of these. And the blue. And by the way, the interference in French, I noticed that in French it's called polarized. And I'm going to grab a little bit of the blue. Not a whole bunch of it. Just kind of like a little bit. And then mix it really thoroughly. It's because I had to go outside several times today, and because of the wind, I'm getting allergy issues. But yeah, it was nice for the Norman National Weather Service Center they actually posted a forecast for people with fibromyalgia, arthritis, and stuff like that. And apparently we are going to be super miserable next week because we had a very hot actually I need a little bit more here. We had a very hot week, a very unusual. There were some records broken for Oklahoma City. Yesterday it was 80 degrees. So today it got up to 59 and it's going to go down all the way to 29 tonight. And it's going to be nasty all this coming week, nasty cold. But right now we are dealing with extreme wind, obviously with the new cold front arriving. It's trying to replace what the heck is this? The cold air is trying to replace the hot air. So again, make sure that you do a very good mix in here. And last, yeah, it's crazy weather. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I had before my honeysuckle blooming in December. So I'm just placing just a few, not a lot, of the mylar flakes. And I want to make sure that it's just a few. So I'll be cleaning my little toothpick from time to time, just to make sure that I don't place too many. And then I am going to place them in the UV lamp. So just as I said, to start with is just with a little couple of things. Of course you can make the whole thing much bigger. Hello, Wisconsin. How's the weather there? We were just discussing crazy Christmas weather. I saw that the north has a lot of bad winter weather. I was reading that down to -30, so it was like brr. It's horrible. And some of the northeast as well. But you know, after Christmas, usually, I don't know how it is where you are, but the worst winter here in Oklahoma is January and February. We may have some spots in November, because I've been living here for like 26 years, and I do remember that 3 times we had an ice storm in November. My poor weeping willow survived all of them. So what should we do next? Let's do the gold. Yeah, we are in drought here. We're in big drought right now, and it doesn't look like it's going to get better. But you know, I pray for no precipitations when it's cold here because of the ice storms. And the main reason is because usually when we get an ice storm, because that's the deal, we are in wind country, right? But our power lines are still above ground, and most of the time they are in the right away in between houses, and there's a lot of trees, and our local power company does not, in the last 10-15 years or so, they have not been doing their job of trimming. So whenever we get an ice storm, there's going to be power loss, and it's okay. So I'm going to give it 1 gold. You'll see how gorgeous it looks. That's up looking. And again, don't use too much. Just enough to change the color of the resin. And you can pull it a little bit over the blue after you've mixed it well, of course. And make sure that you are in one direction only after you mix it really well. Make sure that you go in one direction. Don't leave it with spirals, circles, or squigglies. Just go in one direction only once it's well mixed. That is very important. Okay, so I mixed it, I think, really good, so I'm going to go just in this direction. And then it goes back in the lamp. I know, because it's got so many... Oh shoot, I forgot to put the... Never mind, I forgot to put the... little flakes. And as I said, just a few. You don't want to put too many because it's going to be too noticeable as flakes. You don't want the flakes to be noticeable as flakes. Okay. Now I can go. Oh. Yeah, no, here we are not supposed to get any kind of snow. Which I don't mind, I love snow, but I don't like the... Let me see. Yeah, all the way in Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa. Looks like there's a... And then the Northeast. It's really, really bad with blizzard and winter storm warnings and nasty. Yeah, me too, because they are so good, but hopefully somebody will come and you can always find these. The only thing that you need to make sure is that they are the transparent mylar flakes. You can find them. I'm not sure if I have on my Amazon influencer store any of them, but generally in the stuff for nails. Let me actually check here. Because I know I have a section with only flakes. Let's see if I have anything else here. Now, being the inclusions, there's one, but I know that I have powders and then I have separately. At least I think I do. Mylar sheets and flakes. This should be it, I think. Let's see. Yeah. See, they're all these ones are good. I have to go back through them. The Lock Forever ones are good. I guess there are still some ice resin. There you go, they're still, but that's a lot of money that they want. It's true, it lasts forever, but I have to go through this because I see a lot of them are not available anymore. Anyway, let's get out of it. Okay, I thought I turned it on. So I have this, that's what I was talking about, that it's good. The Lock Forever is good, is very good actually for making this kind of stuff. And this Minogen is good, but I have to go through this whole thing because I see a lot of them are not on anymore. I'll have to go to do a purge. That's what I call it. Okay, so let's get back. Yeah, no, I wouldn't go for the glitterific for this kind of stuff. Okay, now let's place one more. And I'm gonna put it in the area where there's nothing, pretty much. And I'm going to use the violet. And the same thing, first of all, dissolve it real good. Mix it until you don't see any more powder. There's gonna be some nooks and crannies kind of stuff here as well. So be careful with that. And then once again make sure you go just in one direction, because that's going to add to the whole opal looking, fire opal looking thing. And again, mixing it really, really good. And it's okay if some of it will be more, will have a little bit more powder, but don't put too much powder because you don't want it to become opaque. For two reasons. One is the flakes won't be visible, and two, it won't be curing that well. And again, you can bring it a little bit over the other ones, but the same thing, make sure it's in one direction. And lastly, yeah, I think I have a tutorial, I'm not sure if it was live or not, on making black fire opal using the glitterific thing. Okay, and then we are going to do the last after this. Yeah, I have, I think I told you last time that I got Finnegan a toy that's kind of like a big skirt with a blob in the middle that holds the battery, and there's a wand underneath that moves around that skirt in random patterns, and that skirt is kind of crinkly. So sometimes he plays with it, sometimes he just watches it, and the times he's just watching it are much more often than him playing with it. The thing is that it has to be on, and when it's, because it's got an auto turn off, and if it's not on, he comes and starts whining that his toy is not on, and I need to go fix it, turn it back on, because otherwise he's throwing tantrums. But yeah, generally speaking, I kind of got a plan for the new year with the hope that all my issues will not come back, and I'll finally be able to do stuff, because trust me, it's not, it's super frustrating to not be able to have a proper life but I cannot stay awake. It's like being awake like I've been now for 4 hours before I started. It's a big deal. I spent most of Christmas Eve and Christmas sleeping, but it is, in a way, it is normal that I got hit harder than before, because this time it was double the higher dose that I was getting. So now I'm on a 1 gram. Okay, so the last one will be with blue again. And this time we will almost kind of fill the whole thing. Almost, not entirely. And we will be putting flakes in this one too. And remember, I was telling you that you can also get, and there should be in my Amazon influencer store, this in little bags that works just great, and they also last for a long time. Most of them, one of the companies I trust with that is Black Diamond. Actually, they sell this type of interference slash chameleon stuff for tinting car paints. But and that's why they have several different types of, like for the blue they would have a satin, they would have a And it all depends on the size of the mica particles. And obviously these are not natural mica. They are lab obtained, because as I was saying before, the natural mica only comes in silverish and goldish. And again, you notice that I'm going in one direction, trying to get all my mica aligned in one direction, and the same here. Just mix it really good in all the nooks and crannies. Mix it first in the middle, and then start bringing in the stuff that can be. And you can do this with all kinds of other molds. I just thought that the seashells would be the most. But I got this idea because as I was going through some Facebook reels, there was this company that was selling carved opals. And I was like, oh, we can make this. We can imitate this. And then we are going. Yeah, he had a butterfly too. But what I did when after Connor died, I threw away all the toys, because Finnegan would go and sniff them and then start wailing all around the house. And I got everything, all the beds, everything washed up, and what wasn't washable I just threw away. They were both actually wailing, Seamus and Finnegan. And no, I'm still not completely recovered from losing Connor. It was the sweetest baby. Okay, I need something here. At the very ends. There we go. And now that should be okay. You can put one more layer of just clear resin if you didn't fill it all the way to the top and you want to fill it. Yeah, that's what I was worried about mine, because they had, for almost a week, they didn't eat right. They lost a lot of weight, and they were just so depressed. But they got over it, thankfully. And the thing is that Finnegan was never bonded with Seamus. He was bonded with Connor, and they were playing together and sleeping together and cuddling, and Connor was grooming Finnegan all the time, and he's trying to get Seamus to groom him, and Seamus doesn't want to have anything to do with it. Poor Finnegan goes to Seamus and starts headbutting him to try and convince him, and Seamus just gets up and goes away. So it's been really sad, but oh well, what can we do, So let's see, that thing is almost done, so we should be able to see here in a minute. And if it needs extra resin on top, it might. I'm going to actually turn it one more time, even if we have to talk while you're waiting. I'm going to turn it upside down to make sure that the bottom is well. So whenever you have molds, you want them to be kind of transparency like this, so that you can just turn it like this and put it again in the lamp to make sure that what was on the bottom is well done. Also, as I said before, your best bet is, remember I have those little mirror tiles. Those are the best. Mine were all busy with stuff that I'm getting ready to bake. That's why I'm using just the plain. It's kind of a little bit mirrory, but the best is the mirror style because the light will reflect on the bottom as well. So yeah, it never goes away. I still miss Whisper, and I still miss the dogs I had before him, and it's not, I have all the ashes on the big dresser in my bedroom, and it's like that line is getting longer and longer as time passes. But these will be my last two pets. I'm never going to get another pet because my health and my age, I don't want them to be, you know, stranded and end up in a shelter. So alrighty, now let's see what we got here. It's a little bit hot. Okay, to get the full, they look pretty, but to get the full effect, I think we need to put some resin on top. Actually, let me first show them to you properly. Let me refocus here. Okay, so there we go, one of them. It's got all this opal-y thing and the clamshell. But once I put resin on top, it will look even better. So let's get back to what I was doing. And I'm going to actually grab the mirrory tray. Get my eyeglasses again. And I'm going to, actually I think, so I wouldn't have to keep you too long, I'm going to do just one of them. You don't put a lot of resin on it, because you kind of want it, if you have the tiny Pandoras, paintable varnish type resin, you can use that. But otherwise, don't use a lot of resin. You don't want a lot of resin. I got too much here. But this way you'll be able, if I do only one, you'll be able to see the difference. Between the one with resin and the one without resin. Actually, I need just a pinch more. Yeah, I got resin all over my fingers. Okay. There we go. remember to clean. You need to clean the resin right away, and you clean it with alcohol. Yes, bed carry is horrible. I had, when I went with Connor, it was the consultation, the euthanasia, and the cremation total was $700, and add to that the Uber. And thank goodness that I had money put aside for real property taxes. But there's that. What can we do? I wasn't going to let him die in pain and suffering. Okay, is this over? But you can see it looks pretty big, and the more you have little facets on the mold, like this one has. What did I do with it? See, it's got the little, very tiny facets. The more facets you have, the prettier it will look. And if you have just blue, use just blue, but still go in sections and do those, make it in a line on different lines, because that's going to make it look different as you know, the whole mica shift effect idea. You're almost done. But yeah, I'm getting what I'm going to spend the rest of my day on is cooking, because I presume I'm going to be in a lot of pain all next week, so I want to have stuff that I don't have to prepare. Just put in a bowl, stick it in the microwave, and that's it. So, okay. Are we done yet? They should be. Let me actually check in the molds, because I have resin molds. Let's look if they are there. Then remember that I have molds for polymer clay separately from molds for resin. Okay. I know I made a lot of lists, so it would be easier to find stuff. I think I passed them. Resin pigments should be in resin kits. There are some. I made so many lists. It's easy to not see something. Resin molds. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Generally speaking, so I have in the very beginning, I have the mold release, mold making, and then the more usable stuff, like to make pens and to make coasters, like geodes and stuff. Then geometric shapes. And by the way, in the big ones, I do not recommend that you use UV resin. Use the 2 parts resin. And then all kinds of little shapes and forms, crystals and stuff. Then molds for various jewelry. And it should be at the very end, because I have flowers, and remember I did hairpin, but I need to check that again, because for example, as the demon cat, and should be somewhere here. No, it's not, probably out of, but you can use the koi fish. That would work great. Remember on this big koi fish one, and the ones that have a very, very elaborate tail, you need to use the soft red resin, not the big resin. What I would use it for, you can make the toad, and but I'm going to look for more to see if I can find another one and add it. I promise you I'm going to go through all this. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Let me turn this off and get back to our thing. Remember, if you get anything over, you can always cut. Well, I need a smaller. I showed you before how to fix stuff if you go over. You simply cut it. So let me goodness, that's some big cop chase or ambulance, or I don't know, something. Okay, so the original without, there we go, the original without resin on top, and the one with resin on top. See, this one looks more opal-y. And you can see, I don't know, I have again the same issue that I always have with the whole thing not showing properly, because I cannot get I can see them with my naked eye, but I cannot get the flakes to show on camera. But yeah, you can see the difference. The whole opal look is stronger when you have resin on top, and it makes it look smoother and better. And very, as I said, I can see them with my naked eye, but you see that if you do it this way, you do not see those mylar flakes as flakes. They appear only as light. There you go. I can make some be seen. And that's why you put them on top of the very layer of resin. But that's the beauty of doing it this way, because you do not see the flakes. You only see a light spark of light, not like, because normally with the regular oh yeah, they would look good on black. Let me see. Give me just a second. I have my phone here. My phone is black. Let's see how it will look on black. Maybe you can see it better. But yeah, you can see, I mean, get it a little bit farther. You can see the whole opaline little things. Let me turn this down. Let's see, like this is better. Yeah, you can see better the little sparks of the mylar flakes without noticing that they are flakes. See? And it's not as noticeable when it doesn't have the, but it's still pretty. So yeah, it looks like it's a lot of work. It's not really, because most of the time you just have to wait for it to cure, that's all. But otherwise they look pretty nice, and you can get yourself a pendant of opal, sculpted opal, right? So I hope you enjoy making it. And as I said, it's not difficult, it's just a matter of material and taking the time to cure them. That's pretty much it. Nothing super special or anything with them. But I think they are worth it, you know. So I hope you have a wonderful new year. And let's hope that the next year brings us good stuff and everything goes well for everybody. Thank you so much, and see you all next year. Okay? Have a happy new year. Bye.